Hi, my name is Jessica and I have no idea what I'm doing. Today I'm just going to be showing you a couple things from the Too Faced spring collection, or at least I think so. I have the Too Faced Better Than Mascara in the new chocolate shade that's been out like a little bit. And then I have one of the, what is this, Cloud Crush blushes. And then I have the Pinker Times Ahead highlighter and palette. These three I've used at least once before. The palette I haven't gotten able to use yet because of the eye issue. Look at that video if you want more information on that. For that reason, I'm giving this eye a break today. I'm just going to be using this eye, but we'll get to that. First thing I'm going to talk about is the Cloud... This thing is so hard to open. I mean, it's cute. Like, it's cute. It's luxe. The Cloud Crush Blurring Blush. This is the shade Candy Clouds, which was like the super popular one. You kind of, there we go. Like there's a little heart and then there's like a little slit here. So here's what it looks like, this color. And it kind of smells like baby powder mixed with a little bit of like floral, if that makes sense. I'm going to use my Too Faced Mr. Right brush and I'm going to apply that on my cheeks. I think this blush is okay. Like, it kind of blends. It's definitely not the best blending blush. Say that 3 times fast. I've had things blend better from Too Faced. Also, the color isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, but maybe that could have been avoided, like, had I seen it in store. I think the smell is quite strong, so if you don't like that, you might not like this. Even I'm finding it a little bit offensive. But yeah, I guess I just thought this was going to be a little more on the lavender side than the pink side. Like, I wanted like a pinky lavender, like a bright pinky lavender that was light, and I just feel like it's a little darker than I wanted and a little pinker than I wanted. So it's okay. Then I have the Too Faced Pinker Times Ahead Cheek Popper Blushing Highlighter. And this I was kind of surprised with because I had seen it come out, and I mean, look, this is basically a little, like a smidge deeper than Ofra's Pillow Talk highlighter. So I basically have this already, but you know, Too Faced, I wanted it, yada yada. But then when I swatched it in store, it was like thick and chunky and not that pigmented. But maybe it was a bad tester or an old tester or something, because when I decided to buy it anyway, because I came into some Sephora gift cards and it's Too Faced, I had to, you know my story. I actually really like it. It's smooth. Like I said, it's a bit deeper than Ofra's Pillow Talk, and I feel like Ofra's Pillow Talk is a little like thicker, chunkier, more textured, if that makes any sense, whereas this is a little bit smoother. So I will show you that in natural lighting. I really like it. This one kind of smells like candy. Now let's check out this palette. I've not tested this out yet. And let's see what we got. Now, I did swatch this in store. I watched, I think, at least one review, and people didn't really like this. And I mean, you know, I can kind of see why. Too Faced has been doing, unfortunately, like kind of the same thing over and over with little variations. Don't get me wrong, this is super pretty. But especially if it's not going to be pigmented and hold up well, and some of the shades don't even have variation or much like between each other, like I can see why this went on sale pretty quickly. So again, I wasn't going to get it. Like at first I had seen it and I was like, oh, I have to have it. And then like within minutes I was like, no, I really don't. Especially with like the textures and when I swatched it. But then when that Sephora money happened, you know, here we are. This smells a little bit like candy with like a little bit of floral maybe on it, but it's a much lighter scent than the other two things. So let's do some swatches. This is, they're on the back. Sunday Fun Day. That's really nice. Wow. And I think that's a powder, so that would be awesome. Cotton Candy. That's a cream shade. Boo. Good Trouble. Just a regular old matte. Girls Girl. Cream again. Huh. See, like those two look like they're different, but now on me, they're not that different. The texture is different. Pop the Bubbly. Rose Over Bros, which I think that's the shade I'm most excited about, honestly. That's pretty. I think that was more the blush shade that I was looking for. Happy Camper. Got some sequins in it. Love and Light, which is just a cream, beige, cream, off-white. Catching Feelings, another cream. Here's where the disappointment is gonna get real. All the Feels, this green one. Ooh, that one's a super thick cream. Pigmentation's not bad so far, but texture. Free Spirit, we've seen this shade a million times. Okay, here we go. Choose Joy. It's pretty, but again, that texture. Flirt. Okay. Let's see what we get out of that. And Good Vibes Only. Maybe I'll have to do a couple looks with this after all. Going in with my dollar store brush into, what is this? Love and Light. And I'm going to apply that crease to brow bone as my my base and to set my eyeshadow primer. Then I'm going to take my Too Faced Mr. Right eyeshadow brush, the smudger one, and I'm going to go into Rose Over Bros. And that is going to be my transition shade. That's really pretty. Then I'm going to take the one next to it, Happy Camper, and I'm going to put that in my crease. I feel like it's kind of covering the Rose Over Bros. I don't know if it's the brush, the shadow, or just my eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take more of Rose Over Bros and blend it up more. I'm going to take Happy Camper on my pinky, and I'm going to put that on the outer third of my lid. Not thrilled with the color combination, but that's on me. Then I'm going to take Choose Joy, which is the purple shimmer, and I'm going to put that on the middle of my lid. You know what? I'll put that all the way across. Let's see if I can smooth that out a little bit. It's quite chunky. Can you see that? It's like creasing vertically on my eye, like because of the way my eye goes, if that makes any sense to you. Then I'm going to take this little brush from Wish and I'm going to go into, what is this, Free Spirit? And I'm going to line the like outer third to outer half of my lower lash line and maybe just bring that in a little bit so it kind of blends upward into the other color. I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to use Flirt, which is the blue. Let's see if it picks up. I'm going to put that on the inner like half of my lid here. Normally I put this all over my lid and I still want to do that, but maybe off camera. That's not bad, but I just want a little bit more, so I'm going to go in with my pinky. This is so much better pigmented than I saw online and then I saw in the store. So I don't know what's going on, but I mean, if that's the case, yay me. I get a nice palette. Then I'm going to take my dollar store brush and finish off with Catching Feelings, this like pale pink. And I'm going to put that as a brow bone highlight. That's okay, but I'm going to use it on my finger. That's better. And then I also want to use that on my inner corner. And there we have it. Pretty. Hopefully it will wear well. Say that one 3 times fast too. The last thing I'm going to show you today is the chocolate colored mascara. I'm going to curl my lashes as I usually do. And I did try this once and I don't know, I wasn't really impressed with it. Like I felt like it was slightly on the red side and I wanted it to be slightly more on the black side. And like it wasn't that dark. Like there wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't bold enough for me, but like brown mascara typically isn't. So I might just be barking up the wrong tree here. So the brush is the same as the regular mascara. And then I'm just going to apply probably 2 to 3 coats as I normally do with any mascara. So that's all coat 1, because I didn't dip the brush back in. Let me put some on the bottom here. Also, I really hope I'm not allergic to the eyeshadow palette. Trying not to make a mess either. I'm going to dip it back in and I'm going to apply a second coat. Just going to try to fix this a little bit and then apply a second coat to my lower lash line as well. You know me, I'll sit here and play with my lashes forever, so we're gonna stop there. And I just want to fix, dropping everything as usual, I just want to fix this up here because I got a little mascara on the eyeshadow. So I'm going to take that little brush from Wish again, and this is just something I do a lot lately. I'm going to take the shade that was over there originally, Happy Camper, and go from the top and just kind of press it over. And then this one was over there too. This is Choose Joy. I kind of like the theme. I feel like that's not very like me, but I kind of like the pink times ahead theme. I mean, it's quite on brand for Too Faced, and like, you know, these last few years have just been really hard for everybody, and I think, you know, I think we could all use some pinker times ahead. And before I go, I will just swatch these as well. There's the blush. Here's the highlighter. And here's the mascara. So there is everything now. Alrighty, so yes, I decided to come back and do 2 more looks with this palette. That first look actually wore pretty well. However, there was another day where off camera I did some of the pinks and they didn't do too well. They were just very light and very similar to one another, but I looked through my photos and I can't remember which photo it was, so I'm just gonna do it again for you anyway. So on this side here, which is going to be the unprimed side, I am going to use my dollar store brush and go into Love and Light just as my base shade from crease to brow bone. It is pouring here. I'm sure you can hear it. Then I'm going to take my IBY crease brush and go into Good Vibes Only. That is so much, and it's not even going to show up. This is going to be my transition shade. Yeah, I know this is unprimed, but this is about what it looked like anyway. So there's like the slightest thing there. I mean, this is basically my skin tone, because I have a fair, cool toned skin tone. I don't know, like, if you have a different skin tone, like if you're deeper than me, like quite deeper, maybe it would show up as a nice pastel on you, or maybe it would be too sheer and not show up at all. I'm not sure. But on me, that's about all we're getting. I'm gonna use that same brush and go into this guy here, which is Free Spirit. Yeah. And that's gonna be my crease shade. You did see this one before, just like a little bit on the lower lash line, I think. This one's quite similar to the one in last year's palette. And you can see that's basically taking over and blending into that other color. Again, I know this is unprimed, but this is the same thing that happened when I applied it with primer on, off camera. I'm going to use that same shade on my pinky and put that on the outer third of my eyelid. Then I'm going to take Girl's Girl, this one here. And this one's quite creamy. That one's kind of like a candy pink, and that's gonna go in the middle of my lid. See how it kind of fades to nothing? And then I'm going to take Cotton Candy, which is like a little bit of a warmer and flakier version of that shade. So, can't really tell the difference. I'm going to take my dollar store brush and go into Catching Feelings. And I'm going to put that on my brow bone as a brow bone highlight. That's not really doing much, so I'm going to put it on my pinky instead. And that's not my pinky, that's my ring finger. And I'm putting that on my brow bone. I felt like it did more as a inner corner highlight. Then I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it go into this guy down here again. Good vibes only. I do wish the names were on the front. I don't know if I said that already. I'm going to put that on the outer half of my lower lash line. And then I'm taking my smaller version of that brush from Wish, going into, was this Catching Feelings? No, that was Free Spirit. And I'm going to put that in the same area, just tighter to my lower lash line. And then I'm going to use that same brush and I'm going to try to take Catching Feelings and put that, there's like nothing there, you see that? I'm going to put that on the inner half here of my lower lash line. Okay, I'm going in with my finger again. Yeah, this one's like chunky and sheer. Meh. I mean, I guess if you're okay with a very light, not very pigmented, monochromatic pink look, like it's okay. Like a soft little basic look, I guess. Alrighty, now that I just knocked my whole phone over, I'm gonna do the other side. I think this time I'm not gonna set the eyeshadow primer and I'll just go in and see what we get. So I'm gonna start with my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it and go into Pop the Bubbly, which is like this peach. And I'm gonna use this as my transition. You can see I'm not going all the way into my crease because just as I began, I'm thinking maybe if I try the deeper shade without like layering it over the lighter shade, maybe it'll show up more. Let's see. I'm gonna take my IBY crease brush and next I'm gonna go into Good Trouble, this one here, which is like a rosy beige, and I'm gonna put that in my crease. Ooh, looks like I still have some of that pink purpley shade in there. Just tried to clean my brush off a little more. And kind of, I feel like it looks darker in the camera than it does in real life. And also like a touch of that pink got in there. So it's just like, some of these are just too close to each other, too light, you know? Like this one, I feel like should have been the brown from last palette. And this maybe could have been another color. And these two, I mean, are just the same. I'm gonna take my IBY crease brush and go back into Pop the Bubbly and try to blend that out more, and like so we don't lose the peach. But yeah, but maybe I'm just not getting the theme of this palette. Pink or times ahead from Too Faced. I don't know. I'm alright with pink. I just want more contrast, but maybe that's not what other people want. I'm going to take my pinky and go into Good Trouble. Yeah, it's coming out more peach now. And I'm going to put that on the outer third of my lid. Yeah, now it's coming out much lighter and brighter. What I wanted to do was use the blue on the lid. I feel like I'm going to ruin it. Make it look worse than it already does. Oh well. I'm gonna take Flirt, the blue, and I'm gonna use that, so pretty, in the middle of my lid. This look kind of doesn't go together, but oh well. And then I'm gonna take the green, which is All the Feels, and I'm gonna put that on the inner third of my lid. I look like a Powerpuff Girl, and not in a good way. Like, if I had done maybe the purple here, like either one of these or both, then I think it would have been okay. Oh well. I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it, go back into Good Trouble. I just took like, this doesn't even make sense. I took like a whiff of this, but it was in my mouth too. And this is going on the outer corner of my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take the blue called Flirt, put that in the middle of my lower lash line. Nope, we're going to use a finger for that instead. And then I'm going to use All the Feels, put that on the inner third there of my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take my dollar store brush and go into Sunday Funday, which is this like golden beige champagne. That's a lot. And I'm gonna use that as my brow bone highlight. Ooh, that's nice. I bet that would be a nice lid shade. That's pretty. And I'm also going to use a touch of that. So much. Also, I used like this little white spot here. Can you see it? There you go. And that like made it a lot lighter. And I'm gonna put that. If only all the shades in this palette were like this one. Wow. And I'm gonna put that as my inner corner highlight. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. That is breathtaking. It looks so fresh and pretty and glamorous. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to do just before I go is I wanted to try some of these as blush and face highlight. So I'm going to use this guy down here with my Moda contour brush. This is Good Vibes Only. Let's see if we can make a blush out of it. We can, at least on my skin tone. Yeah, this works better for me as a blush than an eyeshadow. Cool. And then what I'm going to do is take some of this guy here. So pretty. This is Sunday Funday, and that's going to be my highlighter. Wow. Then, you know what? I'm going to take this one here. What is this? Free Spirit on my Moda contour brush. And I'm going to see if... Oops. I'm going to see if I can make a blush out of it. How come it wasn't that pigmented on my eye? That's what I want to know. I don't know what to do now. Oh well. It can be done. I feel like you just need to be careful with it. And then I'm going to take Catching Feelings, this pink. See, now that came out better. Using like the whole pad of my finger. This is going to be the highlight over here. I think that's going to be pretty. Nice. And I will show you natural lighting pictures as well. Wait, I think I left something out. Did I show you? I don't know if I did. The, what is this? The Too Faced Killer Liner Total Control 36-Hour Waterproof Eyeliner in Killer Pink. They came out with this as well, and it's like a light, cool toned pink. It's very pretty. Let me show you. It is pretty pigmented. It goes on nicely. It holds up pretty well. However, I think I'm allergic to it. But like not a lot. So like if I wear it and then give my eyes a break from it the next day when they're just a little bit teary and irritated, then like it's okay for me. Let me show you a swatch as well. So I like this. I don't have any of the other colors of this eyeliner. This is the first time I had tried it, but I like it. It's kind of expensive. I mean, ColourPop, I would say the formula is pretty similar, but the one that's closest to this color in ColourPop is Amethyst Hour. Yeah, this guy here. You know what? I'll swatch it so you can see how similar or not they are. Actually, no, this is a lot darker. My bad. Like, it's not that dark on the waterline, but it is darker. This one I'm highly allergic to. So I have it here for reference and for, like, I can draw things on my face with it, like if I want to draw some hearts and stuff, which sometimes I do, but it definitely can't go anywhere near, like, my eyes. Never again. I even wrote on it, do not use, just in case I get confused or forget, but I think I'll remember that one. Alright, so I think, first of all, I don't know if I gave final thoughts already, but I'm giving new ones, at least on the palette. I think this is for maybe a special customer or someone who's going to use this in conjunction with other things, or if you're going to be mindful of, like, what you pair some of these particular shades with, and if you're not doing anything, like, too complicated. It's actually a better palette than I thought it was going to be, and I think I'm going to enjoy it depending on how I use it. The color story also, I don't know if I mentioned this already, it kind of looks like the Life's a Festival Too Faced palette, but not as colorful and intense, and also like what I would say the best two rows of the Natural Lust palette. I didn't buy that one, but I saw it, like, you know, online and everywhere. And I feel like this strip here had a lot of the same shades going on. But yeah, if you catch this on sale and you have an idea of how to use it in a way that makes sense to you, I actually think this is a pretty good buy. Maybe not full price, and, you know, it depends on how you do your makeup, but I do think it has some value to it. Alright, that's it for today. I hope you have a good day no matter what it is you're doing. Bye! See you next time, and I hope there are pinker times ahead for you.